What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you a very powerful OSINT terminal-based tool that runs smoothly even on Android devices through Termux, as well as on Linux systems. This kind of tool is designed for cybersecurity research and open-source intelligence investigations, helping analysts gather publicly available information from different online sources in a structured way. Before we go further, it's important to clearly state that everything demonstrated in this video is strictly for educational purposes, cybersecurity awareness, and learning ethical OSINT techniques. This content is meant for students, ethical hackers, and penetration testers who want to understand how public data exposure works and how attackers and investigators think. Any misuse of these techniques against individuals or systems without proper authorization is illegal and strongly discouraged. Now let's get into it. The tool we are looking at is called SIGIT, and it is a terminal-based OSINT framework. To get started, open your browser and search for SIGIT GitHub. From the search results, click on the official GitHub repository of the tool. Once you open it, you'll see the project files, source code, and full documentation, including installation steps and explanations of each module. This is actually one of the best parts, because it helps you understand not just how to use the tool, but also how OSINT tools are built in real-world cybersecurity environments. Now scroll to the installation section. You'll usually find instructions for both Linux and Android. For Android users, this typically runs through Termux, while Linux users can install it directly on their system using the second command. Even though Linux is the recommended environment for stability, we'll proceed with a method that is easier to follow and debug, especially for beginners. Before installing, I'll switch into a clean working environment to avoid any dependency conflicts. Now back in the repository page, click the green Code button, select HTTPS, and copy the repository link. Open your terminal and type git clone to the repository URL we copied earlier. Press enter, and the tool will start downloading onto your system. Once cloning is complete, navigate into the folder using cd SIGIT. Now we are inside the tool directory. The next step is to make sure the installation scripts are executable. This is usually done using the chmod command, which allows the system to run the installer properly. Before running it, I'll clear the terminal just to keep everything clean and readable. Now we proceed with the installation using the bash installer script. As it runs, the tool may check for required dependencies like Python libraries or system modules. If anything is missing, it will automatically attempt to install them. At some point, it may ask for system permission or your password. This is completely normal because the system needs authorization to install packages and configure dependencies. Once the installation is completed successfully, we are ready to launch the tool. Before running it, I'll clear the terminal again for a clean interface. To start the tool, we run python 3 sigit.py. And now the interface loads. At this point, you'll notice several built-in OSINT modules. For example, there is a user reconnaissance module designed to gather publicly available information associated with a username across different platforms. There is also a data collection module that focuses on extracting publicly exposed social information from sources like Facebook, but it's important to understand that this only works with publicly available data and should always be used responsibly and legally. You may also find modules like email search, which helps identify possible email patterns or exposed addresses based on inputs. There is also a dorking module, often used in OSINT to perform advanced search engine queries. This is commonly known as Google dorking, and it helps locate publicly indexed information such as exposed files, directories, or web pages that are not properly secured. And a phone number information lookup module that can return basic metadata such as region or carrier information depending on available databases. Another module you may see is IP Lookup, which is used to gather general geographic and network-related information from an IP address. This can include country, city-level approximation, time zone, and sometimes organization details. It's important to remember that IP-based location should only be used for general analysis, not precise tracking. When running a username check, you might see different HTTP status results. A 200 status means the username or resource exists and is accessible on that platform. A 404 means it does not exist or was not found. A 403 means access is forbidden, usually because the platform blocks automated requests, requires authentication, or restricts scraping attempts. This is very common in OSINT tools and shows that not all data sources are openly accessible. The tool also includes additional utilities like DNS Lookup, which helps retrieve domain records and map how a website is structured behind the scenes. WHOIS Lookup, which provides domain registration details such as registrar information and creation date. Subdomain Lookup, which helps identify connected subdomains belonging to a main website. Host Finder, which can help map active hosts associated with a domain. DNS Finder, which resolves domain-to-IP relationships and related records. And Reverse IP Lookup, which helps identify other domains hosted on the same server. Overall, tools like this are powerful because they help you understand how much information is publicly available on the internet without needing hacking techniques or unauthorized access. They are widely used in cybersecurity, digital forensics, threat intelligence, and penetration testing to identify exposed data, improve security awareness, and simulate real-world investigation scenarios. But the key point is responsibility. OSINT tools should always be used ethically, for learning, defensive security research, or authorized investigations only. They are not designed for stalking, harassment, or targeting individuals privately. Before we wrap up, here's a final reminder. This video is strictly for educational and cybersecurity awareness purposes only. All demonstrations are performed in controlled environments using publicly available information. The goal is to help learners understand how open-source intelligence works so they can better protect systems, improve privacy, and strengthen security practices. Any misuse of the information shown in this video is not supported or encouraged. If you found this useful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more cybersecurity and OSINT tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.